Good morning, everybody. Hey, welcome to a foggy Thursday morning, February 11th. I hope that your week is going well as we got just today and tomorrow, and we're at the weekend. So, hey, looking forward to that. We got jobs coming out today, as well as a pile of earnings from names that you and I both will recognize. So that's coming up. Also, let's just kind of give you a sneak peek of the mixed day we had yesterday. So we're looking forward to our conversation with Dave coming up next. But before we do, remember, there's only one thing that you can control within your portfolio, and that's the amount of risk that you can handle within that portfolio. I was talking with somebody this the other day, and they were like, I don't want any risk in my portfolio. I looked at their portfolio. It was full of risk. When we looked at the numbers and put it in numeric form, they really understood. Folks, if you don't know what your risk number is and what the risk number is of your portfolio, please give us a call at 863-382-0037 and let's digest how much risk you really have in your current portfolio. Dave's up next.
Think there. Good. Hello, it's 8:40. That means 20 before 9 for you on the old-fashioned clock. Busy day today on Wall Street. Not only there are 160 earning reports out for this morning, we also get some regular weekday numbers that at least bear observation this morning because they all affect your retirement funds. Let's go downtown to the offices of Statler Financial Services where Phillip Statler, I think you made your way through the fog again this morning, didn't you?
I did. It was a little thicker, though, when I came in this morning than what it was the last two mornings. But, hey, you said 160 earnings reports. I just want to let people know we're not going to go through all 160 today.
Well, that's a relief. We only have a few minutes to do this, so we'll hit the high points once we share the news from the economy. And Thursday's the day in which we get unemployment numbers, first-time jobless claims. The first ticker item that I saw was the fact that the federal government revised upward the first-time claim number from 2 weeks ago, upward by 40,000. And then you caught that they put out this week's number, 793,000 first-time jobless claims. Both those numbers were disappointments because the market only expected like 757,000.
Exactly, Dave. So that was, but it doesn't seem to be affecting our futures any at all.
And I hate it. This sounds cynical, but I start thinking that we're almost approaching a new normal that we really don't want to have, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Starts to feel that way. One thing, good news came out of it at the very least are continuing claims, the people that continue to file unemployment. That actually went down by 145,000, down to a number that was almost nuts on what the market expected, 4.5 million continuing claims. So on balance, it looks like we're not getting any worse anyway. That's, I guess, the best good news I can pull out of that this morning.
I think so. I think that is definitely some good news, given we're in February, and man, I'm getting a little bit afraid though, Dave, that we may be starting based on the news I heard this morning that it sounds like the president's going to try to close down our borders.
Yep, we're looking at a whole lot of things that. We're going to use different language, but this is all the junk that he campaigned against during the presidential election season, and now all of a sudden we're doing it just with a different package name on it.
That's true, and I will tell you that will be devastating for the state of Florida if that should happen, especially at spring break time. And so I know there's that issue of COVID and what your beliefs are. It's going to hurt the state of Florida if they start to close down travel.
Well, exchanging points of view with my friends in other states around the country, I get an awful lot of notes saying, "Hey, you morons are wide open down there, spreading a bug all over the place." I always say, look, we're almost stuck regardless of what your politics are because we're a state without an income tax that finances most of our state off of excise taxes that peak during tourist season. We're almost we're in a no-win situation. We almost have to take a chance or we're going to go flat-butt broke around this state. So, some gambles are almost a necessity economically in Florida that many other states don't have to experience.
Well, that's true. And your friends out of state must be the same as my friends out of state. I catch the same flag.
Oh yeah, take the politics out of it. Regardless of how you look at it, whether we're overreacting or underreacting around here, we're definitely economically between a rock and a hard place in Florida as far as some of the more draconian shutdown measures that other states have taken.
That's true, and we should just hope that it doesn't come to that. That cooler heads may prevail, and we are free to travel across state lines as we see fit.
Yes. We do have earnings season going on today. By and large, just to set the table, yesterday was an interesting day at the very least. Dow was up 61.97 points. I think that puts us at a new closing record, doesn't it?
On the Dow, I think so.
Yeah. I think so, yeah, because we were just an inch away from it. 31,437 is where we closed. NASDAQ and the S&P were off, but they were off by diddly poop. I mean, like $1.35 on the S&P and 35 on the NASDAQ. So net across the three indexes, it was a relatively flat day with one bright spot on the Dow in order to give us something to bounce off of this morning. Earnings season, it sounds like we may have some help from the companies this morning, huh?
It definitely does, Dave. I'm telling you, there is. Do you want the big winners or you want the big loser first?
I always like the bad news first because I like to leave with a smile. Let's try a couple of surprises on the negative side.
So the one big loser is going to be Molson Coors, the beer business. They missed substantially, like by 37 cents a share. They came in at 40. They were supposed to be at 77 cents. So they've been really hurt by the restrictions for restaurants and bars. And so they've gotten beat up substantially because of that. They're trading down this morning a little over 5%.
I was kind of thinking that they call those A accounts in the brewery and distribution industry, that can't help companies that make the vast bulk of their money off of something that works on tap.
Well, you're right. I mean, that's the truth. How are they supposed to sell if you close everything down? That's it just is problematic for that industry.
Absolutely. The other companies that manufacture beer have some other sideline businesses that have kept them a little bit better shape. But Molson Coors is primarily just beverages.
That's right. Some of the other ones have snacks and some of the other things that can go along with it. Hey,
Exactly.
the other loser we have today is Uber Technologies. Uber, yeah, they actually did a little better than expected. They lost 2 cents less than what they were expected to lose at 54 cents a share that they lost. So they were helped with some expansion in the food delivery business. They've reduced some of their costs, but that's not helping them much today because they had a loss. I mean, they still losing money. And so I guess there was some expectation maybe they would get a little better than that. So they're trading down 1.8% today. And it's probably because they were right up against their 52-week high. So people taking some profits.
Plus, I would imagine one of their head-to-head competitors yesterday announcing that they planned on being profitable before the end of the year didn't help Uber if they didn't say that.
Well, that's right. You're absolutely right. They didn't say it, but that's that was the deal there. Hey,
now, if you don't say it, it's not going to happen. And the other guys did, and Uber didn't.
That's right. Yep, that's true. So I've got two real big winners right now, at least on stock price.
Mm-hmm.
Tempur Sealy and Zillow, the mattresses. So the mattress business, I guess, did well during COVID. They are going up substantially. They beat forecast by 15 cents a share. Revenue was ahead as well. And they expect their revenue growth in 2021 to be somewhere between 15 and 20%. So that's giving them a nice boost this morning. They're up almost 15% this morning, open at a new 52-week high at 33.75 right now.
I guess all those stereotypes about people doing Zoom meetings in bed in their skivvies is actually true. We're wearing out our mattresses.
Or they're spending more time in them anyway, and it's time to get rid of them and get some new ones. So the other big winner is Zillow. They beat by 14 cents a share, came in at 41 cents. They They beat on revenue as well. They came out kind of like Sealy. They gave an upbeat revenue guidance. They've announced that they are going to do some acquisitions of a online home viewing platform called Showtime.com. And so that's giving them a nice little boost this morning, up almost 12%, and they will open at a new 52-week high at $192.
Cool. I'm just going through my listing of pre-market movers and shakers, and I'm noticing that the down stocks to get on the top of the big loser list is only about a 5% drop in value. Goes way above that on the winners. That indicates a relatively positive day to start us out. Is that kind of the picture you're getting off the reports?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting here. Is that we are getting some positive numbers coming up today. So, hey, another big winner was Generac, the generator maker, and they beat also. They're expecting net sales growth of 25 to 30% this year. That's huge year over year. So they're trading up 6.5% this morning, and they'll open at a new 52-week high. Do you see a little theme here? They're up. They'll open at like $295 a share today.
I'm starting to get a picture of it involves staying at home. People are doing pretty well these days. Fair picture?
Fair picture. Now, I will go restaurant brands. Now, we don't have any stock price on them because they're traded on the Toronto Exchange, but they did miss earnings. They missed by 12 cents a share, came in at 53 cents. The little side thing I have says that their shares are falling about 2% pre-market, but I don't have the Toronto Exchange to see what those futures look like. So I expect it on the Toronto Exchange, they're going to open to the downside.
All righty. Resetting the table for the morning. Yesterday was flat on the Standard & Poor's 500, down a little on the NASDAQ, and a new record up on the Dow. So we're starting in still nosebleed territory. 45 minutes before we open this morning. Phillip, what are we looking at?
Hey, we got some green ink this morning as we get ready to start the day. Not huge. We've got the Dow up 0.25%, S&P 500 up 0.33%, and the NASDAQ up 0.5%. The Russell 2000 is up about 0.4. So everything's in some good green territory. The question is, can we keep it going all day long until we close? The commodity side, we're seeing silver go up 1/3%. Gold's up 0.1%, and crude oil is heading down by 1/3% to $58.51 a barrel. I think that's about where it was yesterday, Dave.
I was going to say, that sounds like just an evening spike followed by a return to normalcy in the morning. It seems to me it was about there this morning, yesterday at this time as well. Overseas markets, Asian Rim markets almost solidly up. Some of them on the shy side of zero, like Japan, only about 0.2%. But the Chinese composite index was up 1.5% overnight. A large part of that was off of our good numbers. Over in Europe, they're kind of looking at our futures and saying, I'm not too sure. We got a mixed bag there, either side of the zero line. Phillip, getting advice as far as making retirement work is probably the most important thing a person can do. How do I get a hold of you to figure out how to make sure I'm fruitful in retirement?
You're right, Dave. They can give us a call at 863-382-0037. Hey, go to our website, statlerfinancial.com. We got a link there to our radio shows and to our calendar. You can schedule an appointment there. And then join us this weekend for the Statler Financial Radio Show, 6 a.m. and noon on Saturday, 10 a.m. Sunday morning on Highlands News Talk, 730.
Cool, and we will see you here tomorrow morning with a look at what went on at the end of the day today. Fair enough?
All right, man. You have a great day.
Thank you much. It's 105.7 Light FM and Statler Financial Services. Phillip Statler.
Hey, folks, again, I want to thank you for joining us today. Hey, look, I'll be out of the office in the morning, so won't be a show tomorrow. But, hey, look forward to seeing you again on Monday. Have a great weekend. And take care. Bye now.